I think it's safe to say we are in a buyer's market now. I'm Tony with Clarkson Santoro, and this is our real estate update for the week of Friday, April 18th. We know that selling or buying a home can be very stressful and confusing. That's why we do these weekly updates so you know how the market is impacting your options as a home seller or buyer. Starting off, we like to look at how the market performed this week. There are now 67 homes on the market, up from the 57 we had last week, with the average asking price around the same at $2,060,000, down just slightly from the $2,113,000 last week. Only 4 homes went pending this week, half as many as last week, with the average asking price on those pending homes down a little bit as well, down to $1,991,000 from $2,042,000 last week. And 6 homes closed this week, which is 5 more than last, and the closing price was significantly higher. $2,636,000 was the average, up from $2,106,000 last week. So now that we know how the market has performed this past week, we like to look ahead at the broader trends that help us determine where the market might be heading. Before we look at those trends, if you find this information helpful, you can subscribe so you don't miss out on future updates. And while you're at it, why not share it with a friend also? Everyone deserves to be in the know about their local real estate market. All right, let's look at those broader indicators. Starting with the inventory that I already talked about being up 10 homes. It took a significant step forward this week with the inventory up above 60 homes and the pending sales numbers dropping. I think we can comfortably say we are in a buyer's market at the moment. Here we are, much higher than we were at any point last year. As I mentioned, the pending sales numbers did not keep up with the increase in inventory this week, and the turnover rate is making that painfully obvious. It is constantly dropping down over the past few weeks. The turnover rate is now down to almost 25%, meaning only about a quarter of the homes on the market are going pending each month. And that shows in the average days on market too. The average number of days on market for active listings is over 25 days. More than half of the active homes have been on the market more than a month. What is interesting about that stat, though, is the average days on market for pending homes. That's well under 2 weeks. So it would suggest that although the market is slow, it still moves quickly for the homes that show really well or are priced very well. Even with the market stalling out, the over-under number remains in the positive realm for now. Just eking out over, but less than 50,000 over asking. Homes are continuing to close slightly over, and with the days on market trending for pending sales, I think that number will stay in the over for a little while longer at least. Half of the current pending homes were only on the market for 10 days or less, meaning they're getting offers quickly. Matching the over-under number statistic, the average sales price continues to perform well also, staying well above the $2 million price range. It crept up another $60,000 this week, about $60,000, and that number is a little inflated because one of the homes that closed was a $4 million Norris Canyon estate home, so that pushes the average up. But with that considered, the home values haven't appeared to be suffering from this softer market quite yet, and time will tell if they will eventually. In some good financial news, the Triple Q recovered a little after the entire stock market took a dramatic nosedive in the past couple of weeks. It's up about 10% from last week's low mark. I'm sure we will see some more stock market volatility in the next few weeks at a minimum as the trade war continues. Less encouraging financial news came from the Federal Reserve as Chairman Powell made it very clear he has no intention of cutting rates anytime soon. With that, the mortgage rates jumped up 21 basis points. So that hurts affordability. Again, this is all reactionary to the trade war and tariffs, so it's not likely to improve while that all continues. This is one of those weeks that we would rather just forget and move on from. Unfortunately, we have to live in the financial reality that we find ourselves in. And that reality is very uncertain at the moment, with the trade war rhetoric increasing here in our own country and abroad. With that, I like to focus on the things that we can control and learn from. For sellers, the market is being very clear to us. Homes are either selling in the first week or they are taking months to finally move. So if you are serious about selling, either prepare your house really well or be ready to be aggressive on price. For buyers, there is more inventory out there for you to choose from. And if you are willing to be patient and not jump on that hot new listing with all the updates that's priced really well, you can find yourself in a strong negotiating position to find that right house for a better price than you would have paid a few months ago. Thank you for joining me for this weekly update. I hope it helps you understand how our market is impacting your options. I know it's getting a little crazy out there. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can stay informed on how this market continues to shape up. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of ebbs and flows in the coming months. And if you have any questions about how you can navigate the stressful or confusing process of selling or buying a home, leave a comment down below or reach out to us directly. We're here to help guide you every step of the way. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a safe weekend, and we'll see you next week with a new update.